Commentary screen reader, or the Chinese screen reader, has gotten really popular among blinds and visually impaired recently. And here, on the Blind Android Users podcast, we will have a series of episodes in which we will talk about how to use the screen reader and how to get the best out of it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of CSR's Basics. I'm really excited about today's episode. We're going to talk about some really exciting stuff that I personally love and I use on a daily basis, and some other things that I discovered myself. So, we're going to talk about the latest update that was released to the public on December 3rd, which was the International Day for People with Disabilities, which I was not really surprised by that. I kind of expected it. I think the other update was released on November 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, and the other one was released on 15th, October 15th. So it really depends. But anyways, and we're going to talk about the something called schedule tasks, and we're going to know what does that mean in a minute. We're also going to talk about how you can download new functionalities and what I mean by that, and how can you assign them to gestures. We're also going to talk about a really cool functionality. It's called shortcut buttons, and it's related to the physical buttons on your phone and how it can work. And it also has something really additional that's like a gem right there that we're going to discuss as well. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I noticed, a couple things. The latest update, the issues that I mentioned in the last episode after updating to Android 13 were not actually solved. At least like the keyboard issue, which I experimented with TalkBack, and TalkBack actually announces when the keyboard is hidden or shown, but CSR still does not. So obviously it's a CSR problem. Granted, I did disable that setting in the settings and enable it again, but it didn't work. So I have no idea what the problem is, but I'm waiting on the developer to figure that out as soon as possible, hopefully. The other thing that I noticed, I mentioned the problem with the notifications and how accurate in an annoying way CSR was in reading notifications. Now, the reason for that is in the notification reading settings. And I actually talked about that because this option was actually introduced in the October 15th update. And I talked about this feature that got added in there. But now, this feature has been a little bit of a problem for me personally, and apparently it's the reason for all these issues. So let's see how this works. So first of all, we're going to open the program settings.
Main menu, extensions, program settings, Schedual Plus,
and
Schedual
we're going to go to the notification reading settings.
Advanced notification reading setting, notification readings, settings.
And the option that I'm talking about is
navigate up button, notification reading permissions off. Granting this permission will increase the stability of notification reading.
It says that's going to increase the stability of notification reading. And I have to say, this is actually a blessing and a curse. A blessing and a curse because CSR, when I grant this permission, it reads notifications pretty well. Like, it does read them pretty well and in a perfect way. But also, it reads notifications that don't really matter or don't really make a difference, like with like voice screen reader. I mean, we can obviously find a way around it by the blacklist and the whitelist that I mentioned and we demonstrated in the last episode. But I still don't have any idea why this is an issue, especially because TalkBack does not have this problem. And Note, TalkBack does not have this permission granted. So obviously it's a CSR issue, and I don't know if this has anything to do with the fact that TalkBack, especially like because I use Samsung TalkBack, is built into the system. But as far as I'm concerned, the Google TalkBack does not have the same problem. So I just honestly, I'm a little bit mad. I hope this gets fixed as soon as possible. One of the things that got fixed as well is something that I actually mentioned when I was explaining the gestures and how you can assign gestures and functionalities. And this will actually take us to the downloading functions as well. So let's go into
120 notificate back button.
We're obviously in the notifications. We're going to back out of here.
Back button. Schedule plus.
And
Schedule plus.
we're going to go to the operation settings.
Operation settings.
Obviously, you can open the gesture settings through the general settings or the operation settings. Both work. It's the same path anyways.
Operation. Please wait. Gesture scheme. Custom gesture. Operation settings. Gesture scheme. Custom. Custom gesture scheme settings.
And we're going to go here into the custom the settings. Custom scheme.
Save button. Share button. More options button.
And let's see what I mean by the bug fix here.
Up gesture previous focusable element. Default.
It now tells you that it's default and what it does. I remember talking about this in an episode when I was like going through the gestures and all that, and the fact that it does not tell you what the default is unless you have it like signed into like a custom functionality. And now it actually tells you that it's the default functionality. So as you can tell,
down gesture next focusable element. Swipe left shortcut. Default. Swipe right shortcut. Default. Left and right gesture monitor the currently focused element. Function.
So it tells you
right and left gesture actions. Function.
Right and left actions. Function. And if it's like default.
Up and down gesture to top. Default.
To top, it's the default.
Down and up gesture to end. Default.
Yeah. So obviously it now tells you, which is amazing. I think this is such a neat feature, and I'm really positive by that because obviously the developer listens to our feedback and what we say, which is amazing. Now, what I mean by how to download functionalities. So we actually have demonstrated how you can create an auto-click function. I think in the 3rd or the 4th episode, which was a long anticipated episode that people have been requesting. But you can also download functions, auto-click functions, and assign gestures for them that people have created themselves. So here, in that same dialogue, we have
up and down, right, left, swipe, down, up gesture, more options
at
button.
the very top corner,
share button.
Something called share button. And if you click that button,
Custom. Enter keyword text box.
Here you have, the edit box that we find pretty much everywhere. If you're like downloading a sound feedback or anything like that, or if you're downloading like a plugin or anything like that as well. So we have like the this, and then we have here
unlock Suhaima.
All the functionalities that people have created and uploaded to the server. So I'm going to download here the dismiss notification functionality. And what I mean by that is this functionality dismisses notifications individually. I think this is it's been a problem for me. Whenever I try to open the action menu, it does not work. We're going to look for the dismiss notification functionality that someone has created. You can obviously do this yourself. If you want to know how and see this in more details, you can look up the demonstration. I think it was like 3rd or 4th episode. But here, you can download any functionality that someone has created and uploaded to the server. And I remember I used to have a problem with the speech, stop speech functionality, which you can touch the screen with your 2 fingers, one single tap with 2 fingers, if I'm not mistaken, and it would stop speech. And it didn't work, and I had to download this functionality that someone has created, and I was pretty happy with it. So we are in the same dialogue, in the shared dialogue, and we can type in notification or dismiss, but I'm going to just scroll.
Automatic take screenshot and go to gallery in Samsung Mobile Visual Sani 1456.
As we can tell, we have multiple, here functionalities.
Backup everything from the cloud Balakrishnan.
Backup everything.
Battery usage Chihab.
Better usage. Now we're looking for dismiss notification.
Data Aravintat. Delete cache and delete dismiss notifications Joshua.
Okay, we have a couple
Down
home.
and dismiss notifications Joshua.
Let's download this one.
Dismiss notifications Joshua. Testing cancel button. Save button.
Right, let's save. It's the save.
Saved.
It says
OK button.
saved.
Saved. OK button.
Just hit OK.
Custom.
And now you have
delete all there at Haragen. Back button.
Go back.
Custom.
Out of here.
Left and right gesture monitor the currently focused
And
element.
we
Function.
have to pick a gesture.
Right and left gesture actions. Up and down gesture to top. Down and up gesture to end. Left and up gesture notification bar. Function. Left and down gesture dismiss notifications.
Alright, so I did assign it before, even though I deleted it. I don't know why it's still here. But you can
left and up gesture notification bar. Left and down gesture dismiss left and down. Left default unchecked.
You have the default.
No command unchecked. Plugins unchecked.
Plugins if you want to assign a plugin.
Custom voice commands
Custom
unchecked.
voice command.
Tools unchecked.
Tools.
Application unchecked. Function unchecked.
Function if you want to pick a function for it.
Dismiss notifications checked.
Dismiss notifications.
Stop speech unchecked. Cancel
and
button.
The stop speech functionality that I was talking about earlier. So pretty much if you're assigning anything, it just appears in here, which is cool. I think it's such a neat feature. Now let's try it out though. So
stop dismiss notifications checked.
It's
stop cancel left and down gesture.
Left and down.
Cancel stop dismiss notifications check.
Right,
custom.
So I'm going to open the notification shade or notification panel.
Team Truecaller 1:21 a.m.
And we have a notification here. I'm going to swipe left and down in one swipe.
Media output.
And now it's actually. It's not here. It's no longer here.
Waiting tab for actions. Human.
Right.
Expect voice recorder.
We don't have it anymore here. So I think that's such a neat feature. You can obviously download as much as you can and use them for free if you want. Now, we're going to talk about the schedule tasks.
Back button. Custom.
And it needs a little bit of demonstration. Basically, schedule task is when you tell the app to do something with a certain plugin in at a certain time that you select yourself.
Back button. Operation save.
So let's
back button.
Go back.
Schedual plus. Notification reading settings.
And
advanced settings. Advanced schedule tasks.
Schedule tasks. Pretty obvious.
Scheduled ADD but space.
Obviously, it's empty. I don't have any scheduled tasks here. So I'm gonna hit the add button.
ADD button. Add hour. One button.
Hour, and it says
1:30 a.m. Battery level 8 minute. 31 button.
And 31. It's the minute, the same time that. The same clock exactly. If the minutes move, it's going to move the minutes. The hour moves, going to move the hour. So let's keep it at 1
minute. 31 button. 1:31 minute.
It's still 1:31. So let's just
31 button. 0 1 2
33
53 30 35 16.
All right. Okay.
32 31 30 33.
33.
Add function. No command button.
I'm going to pick here.
No command plugins. Custom voice
plugin.
Plugins. The hub for battery monitoring. Go to text to speech.
Go to text to speech settings. Okay.
Add.
And we hit OK.
Function 33 minute. 1 hour. Add. OK button.
I'm going to close the
reasons
app.
Home. Voice. Schedual plus. Add. Close. Task
And
closed. Home
go to
button.
home screen.
Camera. 1:31 a.m.
And
Battery
wait
level 18.
until it does that. It's 1:31 right now. We're going to wait for a minute, another minute, and see what it's going to do.
1:32 a.m. Battery level 18.
It's 1:32 now. We're waiting for it. This plugin basically goes to the text-to-speech settings, right? So whenever you execute it, it goes to the text-to-speech settings on its own. So we'll see how this is going to work.
Joe, blind and contacts.
So still on the home screen here.
Camera.
On the home screen, my home screen, One UI home screen. It is
1:32 a.m.
1:32 still. And it's supposed to open the text-to-speech settings itself. Let's see.
1:32 a.m.
It's 1:32. Wait, it's gonna. Hopefully.
Application TTS settings. System T application icon.
I literally, my hands are free. I'm not doing anything. It just opened it.
Navigate
itself.
up text to
I'm
speech.
moving.
Preferred engine auto TTS settings.
And it's like my text to speech settings are open right now. So basically, this feature you can use if you want like certain plugins to be turned on at certain time of the day and turned off at certain time of the day. Basically, it's like Bixby routines, if you will. So that's basically how it works. Also, note if you have auto start plugins, and we have gone through it. Basically, it's just we'll be
Main
in the
menu.
settings.
Voice assistant. Extend program settings. Language use system. Back.
Go back to
TTS.
this, like,
Back button. Schedual. Back button. Readings. Add. To advanced settings.
Advanced settings.
Auto start plugins. Skip at V3 by Trinity.
And you have the auto start plugins. Once you select any plugins from here, they're going to disappear from
Schedule tasks.
the scheduled tasks because you basically told this curve meter to auto start them 24/7. So you won't really care. So you have to like remove them from the auto start list, and they're going to appear in the schedule tasks menu. Keep in mind that the auto start plugin feature is only available for premium users. So that's one of the premium features that unless you pay for any of the subscription options that you have, you won't be able to use that. Now we're going to talk about the physical buttons feature, which I know some people prefer actually using physical buttons over using the touch screen. And personally, I have gotten used to like using touch screen, even though I was like I used to have like a one of those old phones when I was much younger. But it's been years and I've been using like touch screens for a while now, and it feels kind of odd whenever I use anything that has buttons on it. To be honest, like I have, for instance, any smart TV that has like a remote control with physical buttons, it's a little bit odd. It takes a while for me to get used to it. And it's kind of funny because it was the opposite when I started using like touch screens. So yeah, but I mean, some people love to use like shortcuts that deal with physical buttons. So the app actually offers that. So
Operation settings.
we're going to go to
back button.
back
Schedual
down here,
plus. Schedual
and
plus.
going to go to the operation settings.
Feedbacks. Operation settings. Operation. Please wait. Navigation set. Edge gesture setting. Shortcut key
By the way, I
settings.
don't know why it like keeps saying please wait, even though it does not take time. So it's kind of weird, but yeah. Well.
Heart scheme settings. Clicking action set. Multi-part gestures. Fingerprint reader. Other set. Click heart. Shortcut edge gesture set. Shortcut keys
We're
settings.
looking for shortcut keys settings.
Shortcut keys. Use the volume keys checkbox. Checked controls whether the volume keys can be used as commentary screen reader shortcut keys.
First of all, you have to check this checkbox. Like this is mandatory if you want to use this feature.
Show the system volume panel while adjusting volume checkbox checked.
So show the system panel. This is like the panel, the volume panel control, which I think is kind of really cool. It was not there before. I think it's been like available since Android 9, 8, if I'm not mistaken. At least like as far as I know. So
use the volume keys to move the edit cursor checkbox checked.
this is one of the cool features that I use, even though I don't use it as much. I pretty much use the granularly the rotor, but I mean still there. I think it's one of the the things that CSR took from TalkBack.
Use the keyboard arrow keys as cursor keys checkbox checked.
This is if you have like a physical keyboard.
Use the headset button checkbox unchecked controls whether the headset key is used to control the screen reader. The short press of the key moves the focus to the next item. A medium length press activates the element under the focus. And finally, the long press of the key activates the voice assistant.
I think it's explanatory. It's self-explanatory. This is like if you use a wireless. Oh, excuse me. If you use like a wired headphones, and it has like buttons on it, the headset.
Simultaneous press of the two volume keys toggle gestures.
We've talked about this before. So basically, it tells you what do you want to use, like the simultaneous pressing of the two volume buttons. And it here I turned it like I just left it as it is. And like by default, it's toggle gestures because whenever I like turn Explore by Touch off, it's going to turn it back on. Whenever I have like the speech off, it's going to so it just knows which gesture, which like anything I have enabled and toggles it. You can obviously customize that yourself if you want to. It's available for you if you want.
Short press of the volume up key, increase volume.
Now we have like short press of the volume key, increase volume.
Long press of the volume up key, current time.
Volume up key, current time. We've gone through this before.
Long press of the volume up key while the screen is locked, timer.
It's obviously different if you're on the lock screen and if you're not.
Short press of the volume down key, decrease volume. Long press of the volume down key, voice assistant. Long press of the volume down key while the screen is locked, voice assistant.
It's the same.
Use the volume button, multi-press feature, checkbox unchecked.
So this one is amazing. So if you check this one.
Double press of the volume up button, increase volume. Use the checkbox checked.
We just checked it.
Double press of the volume up button, increase volume. Triple press of the volume up button, increase volume.
So it gives you so many options, right? But I have to say that if you do that, if you like pick one of them, the volume buttons are going to be a little bit sluggish because the screen reader won't know whether you're like turning the volume down or turning the volume up, or were you like executing the shortcut. So which is understandable. To be honest, it makes sense to me. So let's try one of those, right?
Double press of the volume down button, decrease volume.
Let's, for instance, pick double press of the volume down key.
Double press of decrease, voice assistant unchecked, voice dictation unchecked, actions unchecked, open an URL unchecked, monitor the currently focused element unchecked.
Right.
Open an URL, action, voice decrease, volume checked.
Okay, so
voice assistant unchecked, voice dictation unchecked, actions unchecked.
Pick, for instance,
open an URL unchecked, monitor the currently focused element unchecked, shortcut keys settings, triple double press of the volume down button, monitor.
Let's try it.
Started monitoring.
Right.
Stop monitoring.
It works. I'm gonna leave it as is, and
triple double press of the volume down button, monitor the currently focused element.
I want to show you something else though.
Triple press of application shortcut, application volume shortcuts.
This something called application volume shortcuts, which is one of the best things that I found here. So basically, it's like profiles, but with like shortcut keys, the physical keys on your phone. Basically, if you go here,
application new button. Space, new button.
To hit the new button.
Choose an application.
It tells you to choose an application. So basically, what does that mean? It means that whenever you pick an application from here, it's going to execute this action. For instance, we picked the main menu, and it's going to execute this action only if you are in this app. So let's pick
Amazon Shopping, Android or Amazon Shopping.
Amazon, for instance.
Added.
And it's added.
Application volume, new button. Amazon Shopping.
And we went to Amazon Shopping.
Amazon Shopping. Amazon. Short press of the volume up
key.
Same
dialogue. It gives you like pretty much all the shortcut keys in here.
Long press of the volume down. Simultaneous press of the double press of the volume up button.
Let's see. Double press of the volume up button.
Cancel. Default plugins. Custom voice command tools. Application profiles. Extensions. Tools. Main menu.
You have
advanced menu.
Pretty much
shortcut menu.
Everything.
Function menu.
Here.
Program settings. Enable logging. Gesture scheme description. Disable browse. Disable speed. Disable hotkeys. Prevent accidental touch. Enable curtain.
Like pretty much everything. So let's pick the curtain, for instance.
Amazon Shopping.
Right.
Long press of the volume down back. OK button.
You have to hit OK for it to work.
Application volume.
So
short.
if you do double tap on the volume button anywhere, it won't do anything. It'll.
Music volume 25. 30.
It's literally like just turning the volume up and down, right? But if you go to Amazon, I have a gesture for Amazon. It's down and left. So I'm going to open the app.
Amazon Shopping. Menu contains your order. Card tab 3 of 4.
We're like here right now in Amazon. So let's do a double tap on the volume up button and see what's happening.
Disabled screen curtain mode. Enabled screen curtain mode.
So as you can tell, it tells you like disabled screen curtain, enabled screen curtain. So it's like more related to apps. You know, it's like per-app application
Katrina
gestures.
Wilkie, number sign.
Right? But like in with physical buttons, which is pretty neat in my opinion. So yeah, that's been it for today. I hope you liked this episode. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or to the whole podcast crew at contactus@blindandroidusers.com. I hope you enjoyed this episode and that it was exciting. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you next week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you do actually have any questions, do feel free to reach out to me or to the whole podcast at contactus@blindandroidusers.com. And I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.